Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, your Stampin' Chick, here with another Make It Monday! How are you today, my friends? I hope you had a fabulous weekend. I did as well. As you can see, I found some fun little test tube candy treat holders to play with, and I love these because number one, they're a little bit bigger than other test tubes I've seen. This is 6 1/4 inches roughly, and it's glass, which is really cool. And it has a nice little cork top on it. It was just fabulous for a treat. So I decided I had to make a treat holder, and I wanted to share it with you. So today's Make It Monday video is all about making a holder for this fabulous treat. So the candy corns in here are mini candy corns and chocolate covered peanuts, which is probably the most amazing combination of candy ever. And I found it at Walmart. It actually came this way with the two candies combined in a small bag. I don't know, maybe $3 for the bag. And then I got the treat holders, the test tubes, at Michael's for $1.50 a piece, which is really inexpensive as well. So altogether, it's a fantastic, cute treat holder. And we're going to make a box to go with this so that it has something to sit in. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Alright, first things first, you're going to need a piece of cardstock measuring 7.5 by 8.5. This is going to be the base of your project. So whatever color you want to do the base of your project in. And it's going to look something like this. Now I've already cut this template out so that you could see what we're doing here. Alright, and then you're going to need designer series paper or whatever decoration you want to use for your treat box. This piece measures 1 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches, and it's going to go right there on the front. You're going to need 2 pieces of 1 1/4 by 2 3/4 inch. These are going to be your side panels. You're going to need 1 piece of 1 3/4 by 1 1/4 inch for the top of your box. And then a 1 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch for the back of your box. And so it will look relatively like this when we're done. Alright, and then I've got some other embellishments and bits and pieces that I'll use to decorate my box with. So let's get started. First things first, you're going to need your scoreboard out. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Alright, now we're going to start on the short side, and we're going to score at every 2, not at every 2 inches, but we're going to start out scoring at 2 inches. And then we're going to do 1.5 inches. Let me double check my measurement there. Yes, 1.5 inches. So we're going to go to the 3.5 inch mark. Alright, so we've done 2 inches and now 3.5 inches. We're going to do another 2 inches, so that's going to put us at 5.5 inches. And then we're going to do one more 1.5 inch mark, which will put us at 7 inches. And that will leave a 1/2 inch tab here on the end to attach our box together. Okay? Alright, now we're going to turn our box on the long side, and we're going to score 1.5 inches from this end here. So we'll be at 7 inches, and that's going to be the base of our box. And then we're going to score 3 inches up from that. So we're going to score at the 4-inch mark. Now with this one, we're only going to go to the last line right here, okay? So we're going to take the 4-inch score line and we're going to go across to the last score line. We're leaving this back section whole in one piece. Okay, and then we're going to go up 1.5 inches, so we're going to score at the 2.5 inch mark. And we're going to score to the bottom score line. Sorry about that. Alright. And then we're going to do some tricky scoring here, okay? So I want to score at the 3.5 inch mark across the 1/2 inch section and across the first square section. I want to skip the longer rectangle section here, and I'm just going to kind of guide my stylus across, and then I'm going to find that 1/2 inch mark again here in the next box, and I'm going to score to the first score line. Okay, so let me see if you can see this. There we go. I scored from the beginning across the first big square, skipped the rectangle, and then scored across the other square and stopped. Alright, now that's going to make sense here in a few minutes. We're also going to come back and make a 1/2 inch score line right here on the top of that rectangle. So let's put the paper back in, and at the 2-inch mark, we're going to skip over the first 2 sections and go to the middle section, and we're just going to go across the middle section, and that's it. Okay, so it looks just like that. So you have this little section here, this little section here, and then this little section above that box. All right? Okay. Now I think we have all of our scoring done, so let's get this out of the way and start our cutting. Now, we're going to cut some interesting cuts here. Alright, so this is how we had it laying with our 1.5 inch sections here that I said was the bottom, and then that makes this part the top. So we're going to turn our paper so that the top is facing us. Alright, and we're going to cut down that first score line. We're cutting past the little section. So you see right there, here's the big box, and there's that little score line. We're going to cut past it to the second full line right there, okay? Now, with the next section right here, we're going to cut down to that same line. Alright, and then again on the other side of the rectangle section. Okay, just like that. Alright, now let's turn our paper so that we have that little skinny section facing us. And the first thing that we're going to do is get rid of this section right here because we just don't need it. And I'm going to go ahead and miter into the second section because that's going to be our tab that we're attaching our box together. So I'm just going to get rid of that section, and I've already mitered it. And then I'm going to miter this one so that it's right there. And then I'm going to skip the little square, and I'm going to cut along that one small line. And then I'm going to miter this corner also. So I'm kind of mitering two things at once. Alright, so you can see here we've cut out this section, we mitered the tab, we cut out this section, and we mitered this tab. Okay? Now come over to the rectangle section and the little skinny rectangle section above it. We're going to cut at the top line right there. I hope you guys can see this okay. And then we're going to go to the next section and we're going to cut on that shorter line here. There we go. So now you're left with this. Alright, let's turn the top toward us again and let's miter these corners. So this is a tab and this is a tab. And then we'll miter this piece right here so that it goes into the lid a little bit better. Let me clean up that edge. There we go. Alright, so now it looks like this. Okay, now let's flip it around, and we've got these little squares along this way. We're just going to cut straight up on all four lines. Actually, there's 3 lines, aren't there? 4 boxes, 3 lines. That's what I meant. Okay, now you have a rectangle box, a square box, a rectangle, and a square. On the 2 square boxes, we're going to miter those just a little too, because we want to get rid of a little of the bulk in our box. So we're just going to cut a little sliver off each one. It doesn't need to be big. Let me cut a little more off that one, but it needs to be a little more than that one. Alright, there we go. Okay, so here is the base of your box. Alright. Now what we want to do is bring our 1-inch punch, and we're going to, no, we're not going to do that first. First, we're going to layer our DSP so that we can cut that hole at the same time. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright, so let's go ahead and burnish our lines right quick so that we can see what we've got going on here. And then we'll put our DSP on and go from there. Here we go. Alright. Make sure that you're burnishing that flap and the little flaps. You want to make sure that it's a nice crisp box. That's the one thing about boxes, is that you really want to make sure you burnish them down nicely so that they're good and squared. There we go. Alright, now our box is going to come around like this. And we're going to use some tear and tape here to attach it together. And then the little flaps are going to fold in and the big flaps will be on the outside. And so our box will be like this. Okay. So when we put our DSP on here, we want to make sure that if it's directional, that we're paying attention to those things, right? So this one's going to go like this. And then the others will go on and so on. Okay. Now one thing I want to do first, because some of your DSP is going to go on this side and one of them is going to go on this side, right? Because your box is going to close up like this. And so this is the outside of the box, but this is actually the inside of the box. So you want to make sure that you kind of remotely assemble your box and then attach that layer of DSP for the back before you do anything else. That way you've got it in the right direction. Okay, so let me grab my snail. Come here, DSP. Come here. Trying to be evasive. All right, here we go. And then I'm just going to put this in what I think to be the center. And I'm actually just lining up the 3 edges, right? Because the bottom doesn't matter. So I'm just lining up those 3. Okay, and now I can fold it out and know that I'm doing these panels here. All right. So let me grab my paper. Oop, too far. Here we go. That's better. I am absolutely in love with this designer series paper. If you folks don't know already by how often I use it, this is the Come Together designer series paper, and it is absolutely beautiful. It is so pretty. There we go. Perfect. This is going to be a fabulous little tree box. I can't wait to share it with you. Alright, and here's the next one. There we go. Alright, now all of our background or our outside has been done. See, when we fold it over, it looks like that. Now, you don't have to put the top piece on if you don't want to. You could leave it just plain like that if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on there so you can see. And here we go. There we are. All right, now I will tell you that the easy way to make sure that you're punching even is that you take a piece of copy paper and punch a circle out, and then just run a little bit of snail on the back side, and that way you can line up how you think it should go, and you can look at it to make sure that it looks right. And I think that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So now I can take the punch and I can line it up with that circle just like that, and then punch it out, and I know that my circle is going to be lined up beautifully. Okay. All right, now let's get some tear and tape and get it on this box. Y'all, fall is finally here, and I could not be happier. It's cooler. It's a lot cooler outside now. It was freezing the last couple of days, and I don't mean like I was cold. I mean, it was below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was actually freezing temperatures. And I was in heaven, but my husband, not so much. All right, now, because I have 4 panels here, I can fold this one over and then fold this one over, and it will line up beautifully. And I can give it a good press, and voila. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and just push that tab in. Well, except there we go. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, so I'm going to push that tab in, and then I only need 1 piece of tear and tape on the bottom. I really just need it on that one little strip. So I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of tear and tape there. Okay. And Nicely done. All right. And so now our little box, whoops, I pushed it in too far. There we go. Now our little box will look something like this. How cute is that, huh? I love it. There we go. Fabulous. All right, and it stands up, which is something else that I really like because I had made a template and I loved the way it looked, but it wouldn't stand on its own, and that was a problem for me. So I made a new one. Okay, let us do a little bit of stamping. I've taken a Whisper White circle from the layering circles and Pretty Peacock from the scalloped layering circles, and they fit together nicely. So let's do a little stamping. I'm going to use some mint macaron and that little double pumpkin stamp from the Gather Together stamp set. And I'm just going to ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp it off one time and then stamp it in the middle of the card piece because I really like the lighter color. And then I'm going to take the Season of Thanks stamp. My dog is obviously hearing the UPS man, which I'm hoping is the case because I am so excited to be getting some Stampin' stuff today. All right. And then I'm taking the Season of Thanks stamp in Early Espresso ink. And I'm just going to line it up roughly in the center. And then stamp it. Now I'm going to set this off to the side for just a second because I re-inked, yes, I re-inked my Early Espresso ink pad, and that bugger is super juicy. So let me set it off to the side for just a minute so that it can dry, and while it's doing that, I will go ahead and clean my stamps so they're done. There we go. Layla, did you get that guy? Huh? Did you get the UPS man? Huh? My Layla, my bodyguard. Okay. Now, let's do some decorating on this section right here, shall we? All right. I have pre-cut Pretty Peacock, mint macaron, and gold glimmer paper using the leaves dies from the Gather Together bundle, which are these right here. I love them. They are absolutely adorable. And the wonderful thing about them is that they not only cut out the shape, but they also emboss all of the veins in the leaf too, which is so cool. I love when a die does double duty. So as you can see here, maybe you can see here, there we go. Well, if I don't move, you can see the veining in the leaf there. There we go. So it's very cool. And we're just going to layer these together. And I'm thinking something to this effect right here. And I want to put maybe like that. That may be what I want to do. Okay. Okay. Let me grab some glue dots and dimensionals. All right. And let me also put dimensionals on our Season of Thanks now that it's dry. I'm going to layer it up twice. I'm going to put some dimensionals between the white and Pretty Peacock, and then I will also pop it up again when I put it on the box. So that'll be fun. All right. Here we go. Now all of these items, of course, are available. Most of them are in the holiday catalog. You can find them on my website at danasullivan.stampinup.net. And if you look in the holiday catalog section, you will find them there. There we go. Don't forget to pick up some black dimensionals while you are shopping, because those are probably the coolest things I have ever seen. They're fantastic. Alright, let us use a glue dot or two and attach these leaves together first so that we can see. I'm just going to put a glue dot on each one for right now so I can see kind of how I want to layer them. It's always a challenging point for me. How do I layer my stuff? That looks good, and I think that's going to work, so yep, that's what we're going to do. Alright, now let me take a couple of glue dots and just put on the back of our leaves. There we go. Alright, and then let's get the backing off of our sentiment piece. And I'm kind of hanging on to both of these because I don't really know where I'm going to layer them or where they're going to fit. I just want to be able to move them around as I need to. And I think that's good right there. Alright, that's pretty good. Okay, now give them a little push down so that they'll stay. And there's that. I'm going to bring in some of the, what is this? This is the Gather Together ribbon combo. This is the crushed curry twine, and the bundle or the combo comes with this beautiful softer ribbon. It's very pretty and is wonderful for cards and other projects. But I've already tied a little bow in my twine, and I'm gonna grab another glue dot because I'm being exceptionally lazy right now and using glue dots instead of liquid glue. And if you roll it around on your finger just a little, then it gets hidden behind this little narrow twine. So we'll just do that. I'm going to put that on there like so. And then I think it needs some bling. Why does that keep hanging up on the back of that box? There we go. Okay, it just wasn't attached down good. Alright, now I have used so much of these holiday rhinestones. They are absolutely beautiful. I love them so much. Now, do I want to use blue? I think I want to use the yellow because it's going to help bring in that candy corn color. So I think that's what I will do. Alright, just like that. Let me pull that out of the way. And here. And here. If you do not have the Take Your Pick tool, I will say it again, you need it. It is the most fabulous gadget ever. There we go. Alright, friends, there we have it. Now, of course, since the test tube just comes, slides in and out of there, we could go ahead and glue that. And I think I will, just to make sure that it can't come out. There we go. Alright, now, there we go. Very good. Very good, very good. All right, friends, there we have it. Fabulous little treat holder for our wonderful, yummy, delicious test tubes. Isn't that cute? I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed today's tutorial video. Make sure that you head over to my blog to get the tutorial and the template. I will upload it to my blog post. So just go down into the description box and you will find today's blog post listed there. I also have an exciting announcement to make. Miss Wendy Lee and I had put together a Stampin' retreat. I had mentioned it a couple of times before, our Blue Ridge Holiday Stampin' Escape, and it was such an exciting adventure for us. We had so much fun putting it together. We made great projects that you guys are absolutely going to love. And so we've decided to make it a retreat on the go as well. So it is now available as a retreat to go package that you can order and have shipped directly to your door. And you're going to be able to do all of these amazing projects that are in there. Plus you get all these full-size products. You get your choice of either the snowman suite, the Let It Snow snowman suite, which is the stamp set and punch, the designer series paper, ribbon, embellishments, so on and so on. Or you can get the wrapped in plaid product suite, which is the perfectly plaid stamp set and punch, designer series paper, ribbon, embellishments, so on and so on and so on. And you get everything that you need to complete the 12 projects that are in the PDF tutorial, which you also get free of charge when you order the retreat. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and spending time. I really appreciate you. And I hope that you will stay tuned for the next one. Talk to you later. Bye for now.